Hi, I'm Clark Smith. I'm the winemaker for Winesmith, and welcome to Seafood in St Laurent. I'd like to talk a little about our relationship with seafood and what is it about seafood that makes us so drawn to it. And then I'll talk about different accompaniments for seafood to balance it, and in particular, I want to get into the type of red wines that we might make work. In fact, before I forget, I want to make sure I mention my favorite wine and food pairing book by Josh Wesson, and it's called Red Wine with Fish. I am a subscriber to what's called the Faraday hypothesis. Carl Sagan was a big fan of this. What he said is, if you look at the 157 primate species that are extant, all of them except people, except humans, have furry bodies. They lack a layer of subcutaneous fat that we have. We do have hair on the top of our heads. And the other thing to look at is that their nostrils face forward, where ours, we have noses where the nostrils face down. And all of these things, he thought, were compelling evidence for the idea that we evolved in a beach environment. Swim is one of the reasons he thought that our backbones are not really strong, because we're used to being in the water in order to hide out from predators like tigers. Don't like the water. So that meant that here we were living in a beach, and I'm talking maybe 4 million years ago. And what we had to eat was raw shellfish. So what I'm saying is that the flavors of the ocean and the flavors of the shellfish that live there are very deep in our DNA. Now, all of these are mussels. We've got some jumbo shrimps here, some crab claws, and some oysters. These are all very low acid foods. They're loaded with protein, but they can be a little soft and bland on the palate. And so, generally speaking, we're going to take something, a little lemon juice, to give some acidity, to cleanse the palate, cause salivation to come into the mouth. To me, a little bit of lemon juice is great in an oyster, but I feel it's a little too strong. And so I use rice wine vinegar, and that's a little lighter, or if I use anything at all. But then we have vinegars. Here's a couple of red wine vinegars that are often used. Again, pretty strong stuff. And so a very popular thing to do is to just get a nice, delicate, crisp Pinot Gris or Sauvignon Blanc that cleanses the palate and takes the place of these other acid foods.